Hello, Peter here, your Pinoy accountant. So in this video, yung pag-usapan naman natin is paano nyo ba sulatan ang inyong general journal. So before we start, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Pinoy Accountant. So let's start. Kailan nyo ba gagamitin yung general journal? So if you have cash receipts and cash disbursements book, yung general journal nyo, dito nyo i-record yung mga non-cash transactions ninyo. But if ever wala kayong cash receipts and cash disbursements book, actually lahat ng mga transactions pwede nyong i-record dito sa general journal. So let's start. Ano ba yung mga heading na kailangan natin for this, for the recording of our general journal? First is yung date, and then the account titles, the PR or the posting reference, and of course the debit and the credit. So ito yung amount ng ating transaction. So always remember na yung total debit nyo equal doon sa total credits natin. So let's start. For example, at the beginning of the year, gusto nyo mag-start ng business and yung capital niyo doon is naglagay kayo ng 10,000 pesos. So dito yung date, ilalagay natin. 2025 January 1. Ayan. So at the beginning of the year talaga, no? Pampaswerte. So yung i-debit natin is yung cash. So always remember, pag nag-general journal tayo, yung una nating ilalagay na account title is yung mga debits. So yung cash natin, nag-debit tayo o naglagay tayo ng 10,000. So i-debit natin siya for 10,000. Ayan. And again, credit, dapat yung debit nyo equal ng credit. So that is the double entry system. So pag may account kayong dinebit, may account din kayong i-credit. So ito, i-credit na natin yung, dahil ito nga ay capital, credit natin yung owner's capital naman. So mag-indent lang kayo ng konting space and lagay nyo owner's capital. So for the same amount, 10,000. So after nyan, kailangan nyo maglagay ng explanation. So lagay natin dito. To record initial investment. Ayan, so may first general journal entry na tayo, di ba? January 1, so debit cash, 10,000. Credit owner's capital, 10,000. And again, itong posting reference, later na ito natin gagamitin once i-record na natin siya or ipopost na natin siya sa general ledger. So ito, mag-example pa tayo ng other transactions. Non-cash transaction naman. For example, nakapag-sales kayo and inutang, di ba? Inutang ng kaibigan ninyo. Ayan, di ba? January 8, for example, nangutang si Juan. Binentahan nyo ng worth, sabihin na natin mga 1,000 lang. Ayan, so i-debit nyo, accounts receivable. $1,000. And i-credit nyo yung sales. Sales revenue, 1,000. Ayan, to record sales on account. So, ito yung example natin kung paano kayo mag-record dito sa general journal. So, ganun lang. Yung date, account titles, PR, debit and credit, and ganun pa din. For example, gusto nyo mag-example tayo ng wala kayong cash disbursements. So, for example, general journal lang yung books ninyo. So, ganun pa din. For example, ito is January 14. Ulit natin dito, 14. So, anong transaction to? This is fuel. So, yung expense natin, again, yung una nating account, i-debit natin is yung fuel expense. For example, ito. For the amount, ito, 1,894. 94.33. So, ano yung i-credit natin? So, dahil nag-disburse tayo ng cash, or nag-pay tayo ng cash, nagbayad tayo ng cash, i-credit natin yung cash. Again, for the same amount. 1894.33. Ayan, for example, to record fuel for the day. Ayan. So, ganun lang yung pag-record dito sa General Journal. So, anong sa tingin nyo? Mas easier ba if separate yung cash receipts nyo tsaka cash disbursements? Or mas comfortable kayo na General Journal lang yung gamitin nyo? It's an option for you. But for me, mas madali gamitin if may separate kayo na cash receipts book and cash disbursements book. And separate din yung mga General Journal nyo for your non-cash transactions. So, yun lang yung video natin for today. If you have some questions, comment lang kayo down below and sasagutin ko lahat ng questions nyo. And thank you for watching and don't forget to subscribe and I'll see you again next time.